Good afternoon. It is Monday, August 15th. And unfortunately, one of my buddies is feeling sick today, so no D&D. So I'm laying around trying to figure out, well, what do I want to do with my day now? And the next couple of days, I'm doing the thing at work where I work the waiter shift. And so I was like, well, I'd be stressing out about finding a short enough movie to watch tomorrow, whereas if I just watch it today, I can just choose one from the shelf I'm working on, and frankly, getting very close to finishing. I got 6 movies left on the shelf that my resolution for the year is to have pulled all of the movies forward by watching. And I think I skipped it last week, but I'm just going to hop back in, enjoy a musical, and watch Grease 2. Should be good. It might make me want to buy a motorcycle. And I'll just have to remind myself, that's not who you are. It looks exciting, but Adam, you're not that exciting. Still, should be fun, have some great music, be funny. So I'm going to watch and then discuss Grease 2. And I would give Grease 2 an 8.6 out of 10. It is a fun movie. He builds a bike, and it makes me want a bike. Because in this movie, bikes are cool, cars are out. From the back of the box, it actually tells a decent amount. Many familiar faces from the smash hit Grease return to the campus. And the new ones are equally memorable in this happy tribute to straight skirts girl chasing and young love. It is 1961, 2 years after the original Grease gang graduated from Rydell High, and there's a new crop of seniors. The Pink Ladies and the T-Birds are still the epitome of cool, except that over the summer, something's happened to Stephanie, Michelle Pfeiffer, in her first starring role, which I didn't know was her first starring role, but she's great. The sorority leader. She feels she's outgrown Johnny, Adrian Zemed, the head T-Bird, and is looking for a new love, one who's even cooler and whose bike is even hotter. Meanwhile, newcomer Michael, Maxwell Caulfield, is smitten with Stephanie, who won't even notice him. The conflict is on, and the Rydell High fun takes off to new heights. One of the things that is weird here is they use the term sorority leader, which would generally apply to something relating to college, which brings up who returned. Well, we get a number of the staff have returned. That's the principal and her assistant, the gym coach. Trying to think if any of their staff were returning, but also. There's the Eugene return, which is a little weird because, he was at that senior party at the end of the first one, but 2 years later, here he is, still at the school. And Frenchie returned. For only a brief bit of role, but she introduces newcomer Michael from England. You see, he's from England because he's Sandy from the last movie's cousin. She was from Australia. I'm like, why did you make them related? What is going on with this globe-trotting family of... Anyway, so he's the newcomer at school. Which, it brings up, gender swap. The idea with this movie is our lead lady, the pink lady, is the cool one, and then our lead guy is the nerdy guy. So it's kind of flopped some things. Which is cool. We'll get to that. But Frenchie is back because, she dropped out of Rydell and then she failed out of beauty school. Okay. So maybe she would have been back the next year to finish up her senior year. That would make sense. But no, it's 2 years later. Well, she returned to get her degree in chemistry because now she's into skincare. Because they don't know that Rydell High School is not a college. They do not seem to like parts of it, like, oh, this is a high school, and other parts of it, like, you're pretending this is a college. Like, whoever wrote it doesn't seem to know the difference. And you know what? Maybe I'm the ignorant one. Maybe in 1961, a high school and a college were basically the same thing. I don't know. But from my modern mindset, it seems really weird, some of the things they do with it, because it feels like they're just being lazy. They're like, this actress agreed to come back. How do we write her in? It doesn't matter. She wants to do chemistry degree. In high school, she wants to go get a high school chemistry degree. High school degrees are just diplomas. They're not degrees. And nobody knows that. I don't think any of our audience has gone through high school. Is that the point? I don't know. Anyways. So she's back. But yeah, so like the plot in this is Michael likes the girl. The girl's a pink lady. They have all sorts of code that pink ladies are T-bird chicks. Essentially property. That they're very much treated like the idea is, well, we're supposed to be their property. Remember that. Which, you know, whatever. So he's got to become cool and get to be a T-bird in order to get the girl. So basically flopping the role of, you know, who's changing to be able to become cool and get the other, you know, the scene. Although in the first one, really both of them changed who they were for the other. In this one, Stephanie has no interest in changing who she is to get the guy. He's just trying to win her over the whole time. She's turning him down. So, not quite equal. But still cool. Looks cool. There's a point, like, you know, where she explains what she wants and how cool of a guy she wants on a motorcycle. And then, Michael, does the T-Bird's homework for money so he can afford to get a motorcycle, because it's got to be a motorcycle. And then he buys, you know, like, instead of buying just like a motorcycle, he pays at like a motorcycle graveyard to build a motorcycle out of scrap parts. And then you see him like practicing to drive it around the dirt and falling off a bunch, but getting up and going back and like working on it until, like, you know, working on like making it run and eventually like painting it. And it's just like a montage scene. But since I was a small child, every time I watch it, I go, oh man, that looks cool. Because it looks cool. And then he goes like all masked man. So for the longest time, like, she's fallen in love with this cool rider, this masked rider, and she has no idea it's Michael until she's already head over heels for the guy. And he's all worried when he shows her who he is. She's not going to like him anymore. But she's all like, now I get brains and cool. So, you know, it's sweet. And like at the end, like, there's like all this confrontation. And at the end, Johnny, who's dumped by Stephanie, and even though he's clearly going out with one of the other pink ladies, like, he can't get over her, and he's finally going on, and he throws him a jacket. He's like, let's see how it looks. He throws him the jacket. He's like, hey, she wants to be with you. She's T-Bird property. So let's make you a T-Bird. They're cool. Now, as I was starting to watch this movie, I was early on starting to think, am I gonna rank this higher than the first one? Because for a bit I was thinking I might. Because I was, like, from the start, it was great. Because, checking the list on Wikipedia, there are like 13 songs on this movie. Of those, there are 6 that are some of my absolute favorites. Like I absolutely love these songs. And of those 6, they are 6 of the first 7 songs in the movie, which means the movie starts very powerfully for me. Back to School Again, great. Score Tonight, then we skip one, and then we go to Cool Rider, Reproduction, which is hilarious. That is a great song. Who's That Guy, and Do It For Our Country. And they're all great songs, and they're all at the start of the movie. So I was loving this movie, and in the end, like, the story's good enough. It carries it through, and there are some good emotional beats. Even some of the songs that carry those emotional beats, but they're not things I'm just like, oh, I love this. So by the end, because it had skyrocketed high and then kind of drifted down to a more what I'd kind of assumed I would end up thinking of it. Good. Not quite as good as the first, but good. But the start of the movie's excellent. A lot of fun. In this, as well as the first movie, there is like a group of dancers, singers-dancers that make up like the supporting cast. And when I was watching the first Grease, like, I would see some of those dancers, and I could be like, hey, I saw that person earlier. Like, it would be like familiar faces if you pay attention to the background characters. In this one, they've turned them into distinctive characters, at least several of them, where it's not just a, hey, I think that's the same person I saw earlier. It feels more like they're intentionally making them the same other student characters that are at all the same events that our T-Birds and Pink Ladies are at. It feels more on purpose that they're supposed to be the same people and not just a coincidence that the same people are around all the time. As the first movie, like, followed that National Bandstand plot line, like, heading up for, like, what this sort of action is, this movie goes to a talent show, which is alright. But it does at least motivate some things moving forward towards the end of the school year. And this one still has a villain. In fact, the same actor plays the villainous role in this one. Whereas the guy played the guy with the car doing the race in the last Grease movie, now he plays the guy that leads the motorcycle gang. I don't think he's really supposed to be the same character, but it is the same actor. And this time he's a lot more destructive on, like, destroying, like, property of this school that he's not part of. Like, they're just motorcycle gang riding through the school property and destroying things. But it also gives a character for Michael in his masked rider disguise to bully on without directly bullying on the T-Birds, to show how cool he is and how superior he is in motorcycle skills. It's fun. It's a fun film. Yeah, you can even just tell from the logo. It's a motorcycle now. We're no longer into cars. We like bikes. But, yeah. It's a fun movie. And, I got to watch it without stressing out about the time by watching it today. So, whatever. I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you for joining me. Joining me as my journey continues. Bye.